Alright, today we're going over 10 cool browser extensions and websites you should try. So now, all these browser extensions and websites, while you may have never heard of them before, are actually very useful, so that's why I'm going over them in this video. Now I'm going to go over the browser extensions first, and then I'll go over the websites. So if you want to skip directly to the websites, or even directly to a specific browser extension or website, I'll have timestamps in the description. But without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, number 10 on this list is HTTPS Everywhere. Now this extension will configure your browser to always use HTTPS for every website that you visit. Because some sites will by default use the insecure HTTP, so this will ensure that you're using HTTPS on those websites. And you can also turn on encrypt all sites eligible, so that way it'll enforce HTTPS on all websites, and give you this warning whenever you're visiting a website that does not support HTTPS. Alright, number 9 on this list is called Bitdefender TrafficLight. Now this will scan any website that you visit for malware, so that way you know ahead of time if a website's safe or not. And I believe this gives you a warning whenever you're about to visit a dangerous site. And by default, it'll check every single website in search results, just so that way you have peace of mind that any website you click on is safe. Now you can easily disable that by going into its settings and turning off Search Advisor, just in case you don't want all those check marks in all your search results, but I would suggest you have it on just to have peace of mind. Alright, number 8 on this list is Adblock Plus. Now, as the name suggests, it'll block ads on websites that you visit. So that way, if you're visiting a website with a lot of ads, for example, it'll block all those ads so that way, 1, the webpage that you're looking at isn't cluttered with unnecessary and sometimes inappropriate junk that you didn't intend to look at, and 2, your page loads faster, since those ads are never loaded. Now, by default, it'll allow what it calls acceptable ads, which are basically non-intrusive ads that have to follow very strict standards, so that way you can continue to support ad-supported websites while having ad blocking turned on. Now I would suggest that you turn on block additional tracking and block social media icons tracking, and only allow ads without third-party tracking, so that way ads that are designed to track you across the web can't. Alright, number 7 on this list is LastPass. Now this website will generate secure passwords for you and store them in your vault. And this is all on the cloud, so that way it syncs across all your devices. Now the data is stored encrypted, and the encryption and decryption is done on device, so even LastPass can't see your passwords. Now, one really useful feature of the LastPass extension is that it'll autofill passwords for you, so that way you don't have to worry about manually copying and pasting them. Alright, number 6 on this list is called User Agent Switcher and Manager. Now this will allow you to pretend to be using another browser or operating system to a particular website. So that way you can use websites that supposedly only support Windows or only support Chrome when you're using the Firefox web browser and a Linux OS. Now that doesn't always work, but it's at least worth a shot. Alright, now that we're done with our browser extensions, let's get into our websites, which by the way, I'll have all these websites linked in the description. Starting off with number 5 on this list, Speedtest. Now, as the name suggests, it allows you to test your connection speed to make sure that you're getting the connection speed that you paid for, or just in case you feel that your connection's running slow, you can check to see if it's your connection or if it's just the website's connection. Now, they do also have apps for iOS, Android, Mac, Windows, Chrome OS, Apple TV, and they also have a command line app for people who use Linux. So that way, after you install it, you just punch in speedtest-CLI into your terminal, and it'll test your connection speed for you without even having to visit speedtest.net. Alright, number 4 on this list is Firefox Monitor. Now this is very similar to the famous haveibeenpwned.com, which allows you to check any email address for data breaches. And of course it'll tell you how many data breaches your email address appears in, and as you can see here, I'm in the clear. But one cool feature of this website that you'll find especially useful if you use Firefox is that it'll allow you to register as many email addresses as you want to one account, to keep checking them for breaches and notify you should one of your email addresses be found in a breach. And it'll let you manage your email addresses to allow you to choose where to send breach alerts, change the primary email address, and remove any emails that you don't need. Alright, number 3 on this list is 10-Minute Mail. Now, this website will basically create a random email address for you, which lasts 10 minutes, as the name 10-Minute Mail suggests. This is actually very useful if you're downloading a file, for example, that requires an email address, and you don't want to use your main email address because you don't want the publisher constantly spamming you and then having to worry about unsubscribing from their mailing list. This will basically get them to send their emails to a garbage email address that you don't use, so that way your main one doesn't get spammed. And of course, you can check your inbox for any confirmation codes they may send you or download links that they may send you. And it'll also let you get 10 more minutes if your 10 minutes are running out and you just need more time. So that's also very useful. Alright, number 2 on this list is called Documents. Now you will find this extremely useful if you have an iOS device, because this website allows you to transfer files in between your computer and your iOS device. Now you will need to download the Documents app on your iOS device to make use of this website, but the app is linked on their help guide and in the description of this video. So it's more of an app than a website, but I still thought it was worth mentioning. But anyway, once you got the app, you just go to Connections, Computer, enter the code on the Documents website, and follow the on-screen instructions. Alright, number 1 on this list is VirusTotal. Now this website will allow you to check any file that you download against multiple antiviruses, and it will also let you check web pages. How it works is you just upload your file, then it'll generate a hash for your file, and then check it against 60 to 70 different antiviruses. Now this is extremely useful if either you don't trust your current antivirus program for whatever reason, or you use Linux and you don't have an antivirus installed. This will allow you to check any file you download that you don't trust against multiple different antiviruses. Now, if there's one antivirus that you've never heard of that says it's a virus, but everything else is green, it's probably fine. And those were my top 10 browser extensions and websites that I think you should try. So thanks for watching. If you liked this video, found it was interesting, hit the like button, share this video with your friends, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment.